Oh yeah. How we going, folks? I showed you all those trays of seedlings that I grew. There's about 190 odd seedlings in each tray. Now, I haven't had a chance to plant them out because you know that what I've been doing is planting a lot of fruit trees, ornamental trees around the property. Now, I've got to focus on those because they're screaming at me like we need to get into the ground, the roots are growing big, and I'll show you them in a second. So what I've decided to do, because the beds aren't ready, the raised beds, and I'm building those as fast as I can. There's only me and my mate there who's holding the video camera at the moment, and between the two of us, there's not a lot of time in the day when it's very short days. So today I've taken out the rotary hoe or the tiller. I've turned over this soil here. Yeah, it's weedy, it's grass, it's everything. But because I'm planting Asian greens and they grow really fast, I'm going to gamble it. So I'm expecting those greens to take off quicker than the weeds can rejuvenate themselves. Now, it's not the way I do it, and you know that I like to pull all of my weeds out or cover them over or destroy them before I plant in. But here, I've broken it up. I've gone over it 2 or 3 times. And I'm going to basically top dress it with this composted topsoil and add in a hell of a lot of black grit, which is going to stimulate their growth and get them going, and our EcoBoost and Liquid Gold. So a top dress with this about this thick. So I reckon probably 3 or 4 trailer loads of this stuff across the top, and my black grit over the top of that, and a bit of mulch, and we're going to plant away. So let's do it. I need you to watch. No. Hey mate, you want to put that camera down for a second and get on that ride on, and I'm going to shovel it out as you move along slowly. Go on, slow out, slow. Move. Stop. A raised garden bed, 1 cubic metre, brought in about 12 minutes flat. I know you've probably seen it in about 30 seconds. That's the magic of television or social media and videos. Now what we've done here is raise the soil. We turned the soil underneath, so we've broken up all the weeds and just given them a bit of a stress. Hopefully they don't germinate straight away or take off straight away, which I doubt they will. And because I'm planting the Asian greens, and you'll see them in a second, I said that earlier, I'm going to bring them out, they're in a bit of a bad state because I let them go 1 day without any water, and they grow so fast they've discoloured, so they need to get into the ground sooner rather than later. Now you'll notice here that I've created a valley down the middle. Now the purpose of that is so I can drop my irrigation in the middle, and I'm going to irrigate the lower side of these gardens. So I am going to hydrate it with a sprayer, like a spray wand over the top of my watering can and EcoBoost and Liquid Gold, so I can hydrate the little seedlings. I am going to put mulch down, but eventually, within a couple of weeks, these little seedlings are going to take off, and this water is going to be down below. And that's going to cause the roots to grow bigger and stronger and quicker and stabilise the seedlings, because we get a lot of crosswind here. So now I'm going to drop my irrigation in the middle. And this is the magic stuff that's going to get these little seedlings jumping out of the ground. It's black grit, folks. And it weighs 18 kilos. You can't over-fertilise with black grit. Just hope this wind doesn't take all this mulch away. Just finished mulching, and these are the seedlings. Have a look at underneath. Don't look at the top. Look at them growing through at the bottom. They'll be lying on the grass out there and setting root into the earth because they're dying to go in the ground. They've been eaten by birds and snails and slugs and hit by hot weather. Hot weather, what I mean is by the sun burning on them, and they were left to dry out for a little bit too long. This one's a little bit dry as well. So all I've got to do is clean these up, just take off all the affected leaves, pinch them off, and then plug them into the ground. About 20 centimetres apart on the high part, on the mound. And then we're going to give them a burst of EcoBoost and Liquid Gold. And between the black grit and the other 2 liquid fertilisers, which is a powerhouse, we'll come back in a week and see how they're going, eh? Give them a good drink. These little seedlings are going to be jumping out of the ground and onto the plate in no time. Now, a lot of emails have come through telling me and asking me why their passion fruit are hollow in the middle. They're not getting the pulp that they want, the seeds and all the pulp in it, and they're discolouring. Same as here, have a look at this, discolouring. But the ripening is also an issue you were concerned about. Now, I had the same issue, you know, they weren't ripening. It is winter. They'll ripen throughout the course of the year. As the weather warms up, they'll ripen a lot quicker. Come springtime, they'll be flowering again. And these little beauties of ripening now. Now, I've got the wild one on top here. Have a look at the difference. This is the leaf structure or shape, and that is generally what they call a banana passion fruit, the wild one. Now, if you've got that happening, it's taken over. I hate grafted passion fruit. And this is why I hate them, because they take over. But luckily enough, this one here is still okay. Now, I've been feeding him. Oh, here we go. Fallen to the ground. Now, I've been feeding my passion fruit black grit, calcium. And that, I think, would be the secret. And I've got a spoon. It's the first one I'm tasting. I haven't cut one open, and I like to think it's full of pulp. Let's see if I'm going to eat my own words up, because I reckon the black grit is the secret to all the wonderful fruit and vegetables and flowers in the garden in succeeding in getting the flavours, the juice, the colours, the aromas and the size. Now, have a look at that. Have a look at that. Hey, not too bad considering nothing but a bit of black grit and only rainwater. It's also juicy as. Oh, that is so aromatic. Folks, if you've got a problem with your passion fruit, or any other plant for that matter that's not flowering properly or even fruiting properly, get some black grit into it. And obviously the EcoBoost and Liquid Gold. Yes, I keep saying it, I'm a broken record. It does work. Try it for yourself. VasilisGarden.com. From me, Vasily Maresi.